Okay, instead of looking at my face, I'll do my little commentary this morning, starting off day 27. I'll let you look at the trail a while. We ended up last night after 7.5 or 7.4 miles at a place called Groundhog Creek Shelter. Probably the worst shelter I've stayed in so far. The floor was bowed in the middle, and the privy was rough. So not a quality place, but interesting. Last night we got there and there was a girl there. I say girl, she's about 30, and she had started the trail on March 17th, gotten off around April 1st when all the hysteria started. And in fact, that's her up there ahead of us. Her name's Salty. And then a guy named Caps, who I've run into a couple times. I think I saw him back at Trey Mountain. He's from Maine, going back to Maine. And so there's 4 of us in the shelter, which that's the first time that's happened since I guess Greg was with me on day 1. We had that guy with the dog. So anyway, Salty said that around the 1st, when I started, there was a little bit of pressure from social media to get off the trail. And her group, she was with a group of about 4 to 8 periodically, and she bailed. I think she went back to St. Louis, and now she's back. She had her husband drop her off at the ramp there at I-40 where the trail goes under, and now she's back on, and she's going to camp at Max Patch, which is not far from where we're at. She says she's a little bit concerned of getting in trouble staying there, but I don't think she will. Anyway, me and Red Dot are trying to go to 13 miles to another shelter, and then I think we'll do another 13 tomorrow. Come out, hook up with Hawk again, and wash some clothes, get a burger, and clean up. So that's the game plan. Yeah, not much more to report. Probably show you some good pictures of Max Patch. It's kind of iconic on the trail. I've not been there myself, so anxious to see it. So now we know of 4, 5, 6. Thor got off. Maverick's ahead of us. 7. We know of 7 hikers on the trail in 2020. Pandemic hiking. So, Hot Springs, next town coming up. We will see what happens there as far as the resupply. All right, everybody. We will talk to you. Okay. We should be not too far from Max Patch. So, just crossed the road. I'm not sure how far. How far is it, Salty, from here, you reckon? All right, still on trail. All right, everybody, we are near, or on kind of Max Patch. So we still got to go up, but that's probably the best view we've had today so far. Salty. Yeah, it's worth a hike. Maybe it'll get better up there. So this would be level right there, and that's where we're going. What do you reckon that percentage is?
I don't know. Hell.
That's not a 45, but that's steep. Okay. Anyway, we got to do it. We were greeted with a view and some wind. But we are at Max Patch. Supposedly an iconic place on the trail. Pretty.
We're gonna get it better if we go there.
Yep. And Greg Abbott, you have skated yet again on a climb. Those stairs were, I don't know if I'd add them to the list, but it was enough. All right, more video later. All right, everybody, I'm gonna give you the panorama here in a minute. Max Patch. Man, it feels like you were up on top of the world up here. Two things you need is a camera and a jacket, because it'll blow you off up here. All right, it's behind me, the mountains. The mountains are everywhere. You're just surrounded by mountains. Very cool. It's almost too cool to eat up here, but I might make an exception. So anyway, looks like one other couple up here with some dogs. So I'm gonna spin it. There you go, more of it down below. Yeah, it looks like somebody mows down there. I don't know if that's Park Service or what, but farm over there. The wind is whipping. Be nice to camp, but it's cold. What do you reckon the temperature is? I guess I can look in a minute. 40s?
Yeah, well, the wind chill is probably in the
40s. Pretty place. If y'all can get up here. Probably 3 or 4 hours drive from Atlanta. All right, everybody, that's lunch. Every day, that's lunch. So that's why I call them red dot, because it just looks like a dot off in the distance. So I'm about a quarter mile out of Max Patch. We stayed up there about an hour for lunch, and I'm in one of those, I guess, mountain laurel or rhododendron tunnels. A little soupy down here on the path. good and flat for now. Love this kind of terrain. So Salty has elected to stay up there. She wants to see the sunset, which that would be nice, but we got a lot of daylight left. We need to get on down the road. We got a rendezvous tomorrow with Hawk Hagaback. We're staying at his place and getting some hot meals, hopefully. And it's not going to be a 0, but we'll do 13 tomorrow, hopefully, and then resupply and get on, get a little bit more. It'll be a Nero maybe the day after, so maybe a 5 to 7 mile. We'll see how it goes. But pretty area, that little Max patch back there. So worth the drive, I think. All right, everybody, we just came out of, what was the name? Lemon Gap?
Yep.
Just came out of Lemon Gap up to our final place tonight for the shelter. I'll tell you in a little bit about a law enforcement encounter we had, but I wanted to show you this little bald up here. I don't know the name of it, but the sticks there got the marks on them. Pretty little mountain over there. Good view from up here. I'm gassed again. Yeah, we like it. We're gonna just stroll into camp. There is the red dot up close and personal. All right, everybody, the silver fox has suffered a injury. That toe right there, that one. I wish there was a glamorous story to tell you, but I was simply walking and I stubbed my toe on a stump. I think I broke it, but I walked it off. It happened about 5 miles back, so it's manageable, but that's just life on the trail, folks. That's a perfect foot until that happened. All right, let me tell you about law enforcement today while I got everybody glued. How do we switch this thing around where it's looking at me? Do you know?
Tap the screen.
Tap it?
Tap the screen, then there should be an arrow. Some arrows. Circular.
Tap the screen. I don't see no arrows. Okay, so we were at a place called Lemon Gap earlier, just an hour ago, not even. And we're there, we had taken a break. We're coming up to our shelter here, which is this place. And law enforcement, a guy in a U.S. forestry pickup truck, Dodge 1500. He says, we're walking up the trail kind of away from him, and he says, hey, the trail's closed. Are you aware of that? And so we turned around and, you know, we weren't gonna run from him, so we were talking to him. And I said, no, I'm not aware that the trail is closed. He said, 5 rangers, 4, what did he say, 4 rangers?
4 superior rangers that oversee this area
have closed the Appalachian Trail. And he said, read that sign right there. So I turn around and read the sign, and it says, just like every other one I've been seeing on the trail, it says access area closed, not the actual trail, which is what we're on. So the guy's wearing he's not even wearing a uniform. He's wearing like a pinstripe button-down shirt, which was indicator number 1 that something was askew. And then during the course of the conversation, I said, under whose authority is it closed? He said the Rangers, the ATC, and he said various organizations. And I'm like, when he said ATC, a little light bulb went off, because I don't think they've got the clout to close the trail. I appreciate their management of it, but I don't think that they're in a position to tell us not to hike.